Hey everyone! After what feels like forever, we finally have the first beta kit of Castorice, and if you're here, that means you're just as excited as I am to break it all down. Today, we'll be taking an in-depth look at her entire kit, skills, talents, ultimate, multipliers, and more. Castorice might just be one of the most complex characters we've seen so far, packed with unique mechanics and tons of intricate details. But don't worry, today we'll be going through everything, so by the end of this, you'll know exactly how she works and how to maximize her potential. Just keep in mind that since this is based on beta information, things may still change before her official release, so take everything with a grain of salt. Now, let's get into it. Hey guys, before we continue further, if you're planning to pull for your favorite waifu, husbando, or maybe any of the rear-end units in this version, listen up because I've been using Loot Bar, and it lets you save up to 23% on all your purchases. Just to show you how good this deal is, I bought a 6480 Oneiric shard pack for only $79, while the same pack costs about $100 in the in-game shop. Topping up is super simple. All you need to do is enter your UID, select your server, and in just a few minutes, you'll receive your jades. And yes, if it's your first purchase, you'll still get the double top-up bonus, just like in-game. What's even better is that Loot Bar isn't just for Honkai Star Rail. You can also top up in Genshin Impact with the same discounts. With thousands of 5-star reviews, it's a safe, reliable, and cheaper way to get more value for your money. And here's the best part. If you use my link in the description or the pinned comment, you'll get an extra 8% off on top of all the other discounts. So, if you're looking to pull more for less, check out Loot Bar now. Before we dive into her abilities, we need to talk about her talent, because this is the foundation of her entire playstyle. Castorice introduces a special mechanic called Stam Nova, which determines how she charges her ultimate. The way it works is pretty unique. Her maximum Stam Nova charge is calculated based on 100 times the total level of all characters on the field. In other words, in a full team of 4 level 80 characters, that means the cap is a staggering 32,000 charge. But the way she builds this charge is where things get really interesting. Castorice gains Stam Nova charge whenever her allies lose HP, meaning that the more HP her teammates sacrifice, the faster she can unleash her ultimate. On top of that, every time she gains charge, she also receives a stackable damage boost that lasts for 3 turns, ensuring that she maintains maximum damage potential as long as she keeps draining her team's HP. Her entire kit revolves around this cycle, draining her allies, building Stam Nova, and unleashing her ultimate at full power. Her skill plays a major role in this, acting as the primary way she both sacrifices HP and deals damage. The unenhanced version of her skill instantly consumes 40% of all allies' current HP and deals AoE quantum damage that scales off her own max HP. However, it's important to note that this ability won't kill allies outright. If an ally doesn't have enough HP to take the full damage, they'll instead be left at just 1 HP. Things get even crazier once she activates her ultimate because her skill undergoes a transformation. After using her ultimate, her skill becomes enhanced, increasing the HP drain to 50% of all allies' current HP instead of 40%. But the trade-off is worth it, because now, the skill triggers a joint attack from her summon memo sprite, Dead Dragon, adding an entirely new layer of burst damage. However, while Dead Dragon is on the field, Castorice can no longer gain any new Stam Nova charge, meaning that once she enters the state, her HP drain is purely about maximizing damage output rather than charging her next ultimate. This makes timing her skill absolutely crucial. You'll want to use her enhanced skill for massive burst damage, then shift your focus back to recharging Stam Nova once her summon disappears. And that leads us to her ultimate, which is the real centerpiece of her kit. When activated, Castorice summons her memo sprite, Dead Dragon, and advances its action bar by 100%, meaning it will act immediately upon being summoned. But it doesn't stop there. Her ultimate also creates a unique terrain effect that reduces all enemy resistances by 20%, significantly boosting overall team damage. On top of that, Dead Dragon inherits all of Castorice's talent-based buffs, making it hit even harder. However, there's a major catch. Dead Dragon only lasts for 3 actions, or until its HP reaches 0, whichever happens first. And once it's gone, the terrain effect is also removed. So, this ultimate isn't just about dealing damage, it's about weakening enemies, summoning a powerful ally, and shifting the entire battlefield in Castorice's favor for a limited time. Dead Dragon itself is far more than just a simple summon. It has its own mechanics, abilities, and even talents that make it an essential part of Castorice's playstyle. One of its most unique features is its ability to act as a damage sponge. If an ally is about to take fatal damage, Dead Dragon will absorb the hit instead, but at a 500% multiplier of the original damage. This makes it an incredibly powerful defensive tool, preventing your team from getting wiped out in crucial moments. Additionally, while Dead Dragon is on the field, it grants a team-wide damage boost for 2 turns, increasing overall DPS potential. But its most explosive mechanic comes into play when it disappears. The moment Dead Dragon vanishes, it detonates, dealing 6 hits of quantum damage to random enemies. And if all hits land on the same target, the damage is comparable to Mighty's ultimate, which is absolutely insane. Contrary to early leaks, Dead Dragon isn't slow either. It has a base speed of 140, making it one of the fastest summons in the game. Dead Dragon comes with 2 primary abilities that further define its role in combat. The first is a straightforward AoE quantum attack that hits all enemies with moderate damage. The second ability, however, is what makes it terrifying. Dead Dragon can sacrifice 25% of its max HP to unleash a massive AoE attack, and each time it does this in a turn, it empowers itself further, allowing it to attack up to 3 times per turn. This creates an incredibly potent burst damage loop, where Dead Dragon continuously burns its own HP to deal increasingly devastating blows. After using Technique, Castorice enters the Death Addle state, which lasts for 20 seconds. While in this state, enemies are unable to approach Castorice on their own. Attacking while in Death Addle causes all enemies within range to enter combat and simultaneously summons the Memo Sprite Dead Dragon. Dead Dragon starts with current HP equal to 50% of Castorice's maximum Stamen Nova. Upon entering battle, Dead Dragon consumes 40% of all allies' current HP and advances its action by 100%. Before summoning Dead Dragon, Castorice gains Stamen Nova equal to 30% of her maximum Stamen Nova. Her light cone is specifically designed to maximize her power, and based on what we've seen so far, it's shaping up to be one of the strongest in the game. It boosts max HP, which directly enhances her damage scaling. Losing HP also grants a buff that lets both her and Dead Dragon ignore 24% of enemy defense for 2 turns. And to make things even better, if Dead Dragon disappears, her action is advanced, allowing her to recover faster and set up her next summon more efficiently. This makes her light cone practically a must-have for getting the most out of her kit. And finally, let's talk about her Eidolons, because these add even more layers of power to her already stacked kit. Her E1 makes Dead Dragon's Dim Scorch Breath skill increase in damage by 30% per use, stacking up to 6 times per turn, turning it into an absolute nuke. E2 makes Dead Dragon grant Castorice 2 stacks of Ardent Will upon summoning, offsetting the HP drain while advancing her turn by 100%, and also doubling her next enhanced skill's damage. E4 increases incoming healing for all allies by 20%, giving her team much-needed sustain. And E6 removes Dead Dragon's automatic 3-turn limit while also increasing quantum resistance penetration by 20%, making it even deadlier. Overall, Castorice is shaping up to be one of the most unique and powerful characters in the game. Her kit is built around high-risk, high-reward mechanics, requiring careful HP management and strategic timing. But in return, she delivers some of the most insane burst damage and team utility we've ever seen. If you love complex mechanics and strategic gameplay, she might just be the perfect addition to your team. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.